I'm going to call this little excerpt Behind the Lion. So I get asked a hell of a lot. I think of all the songs I've ever written, this is the one. This is the first one people come to and they're like, so tell us a little bit about Be the Lion. And it's actually, I think, I was saying once, if you had to choose one song that you're proud of, one that you'll take with you to wherever we're going to next, I think this is definitely the one I would take with me, you know. I don't think I'll ever write something that has done this much for me again. Well, maybe, fingers crossed. But it is also in the glory days of the team writing Southern Gyspey Queen days, I guess. So it was always written in this beautiful, like, sort of structure we had. Is I'd take an acoustic and write it originally like this. It was like, it called to arms a nation strong. Could it be? And is it me? And is it really happening? So that is the verses sort of went like that, you know, with the interlude, I guess, was this A minor F G that I just sort of hammered. And then once I'd done this song, I'd written the verses, written the chorus. Hadn't written the little rappy part yet, but I'd sort of gotten there, and that's when I went to Tammy. And this was Tammy kind of turns them into riff burgers. So the A minor, F, G kind of became a call to arms, a nation strong. Obviously heavy distortion, heavy drum beats. We're listening to a lot of super beefy riff music at that time. So I think what we were trying to do was write acoustic numbers that would work standalone acoustic and then be built up to that level, you know. And then Paul would come in and he'd arrange it. So he changed some things around, which and also wrote the little rap section. So the stand up, don't let them knock you down. Stand up, don't let them knock you down. And that's the only part that I'd say came from the electric into the acoustic, because it was actually written over the, I don't think I can play it and rap it, but it was written over that rapping. And then when we eventually turned it into acoustic song years later, it was that section got built for the first time. And also the beauty of this song is it sort of had its own life as a rock and roll song till we had to do a recording for Strab Festival in Mozambique, and we had to think of different things to do, and myself and Andre.kriel from Blackhead Bones got together, and I said, well, you know, I've never really ever showed anybody, but did you ever hear the way I wrote Be the Lion before we riffed it up? Showed him this, and we went and sat in a little room and started banging it out and rehashed it back to its original state, you know. And I think that acoustic version, as live as it was recorded, is Southern Gyspey Queen. Eventually everyone who just walked in the room, they were like, we want a piece of this as well. So it ended up being half a Blackhead Bones, half a Southern Gyspey Queen. Jacob from Tidal Waves is in there. And that version is one that's almost impossible to find. And I think we need to rectify that, because it is such a natural thing. And I think it's still got legs, this song. I think it's still going places. I've been working on different ways of doing it in different projects now. And that's my little story. That's behind the line. And I hope you understand it a little bit more. That's behind the music, at least. So the lyrics was, I'm not sure, a lot of people don't know, I have a Steve Biko tattoo on my arm here. And my mom was very, very, very involved in smuggling books in for a woman named Pinky, who was friends with Steve Biko. So this thing was always heavily imprinted in our minds growing up. And I remember at a very tumultuous time in South Africa, a young fine artist friend of mine in Maltino called Eric Oswald Eatwell started this feeding scheme. And it was at the stage where I'd become very, very obsessed with Steve Biko and his writings. And it is just like watching this guy sort of relive that. And I don't know where the Be the Lion came out of. I guess that's just when words find themselves in music. But it was basically like a new generation trying to live by those words. And that's the story behind the lyrics. And that is the story behind Be the Lion. And be the lion, be the poet, be the fire in our eyes, and be the the water crashing down, the truth and not the lies, and be our conscience, be our protest, be our pride, and be the lion. And be the lion.